Hello, campers. Welcome to Tales from the Campfire Into the Void. I'm Kirk Stevens. And we're going to pick up where we left off in episode 3 as we begin episode 4. In this episode, we left off at Miner's Folly. Excuse me, Astrid. Sorry. We left off at Miner's Folly. It is early morning, and we are on our way to the gold mine, which we are going to go grab the backpack so that we can get some extra carrying weight for our eventual looting and pillaging and exploring of Timberwolf Mountain. So, with that said, let's eat something and hydrate, and hopefully the weather will be in our favor enough to get going. And with that said, I think what we're going to do at this point, because I want to cook all this, I get cooking experience for all of that, and so I think we're going to eat the peanut butter. And we need to make some water. So I'm not going to worry about water at the moment. And I do have 2 pieces of cloth left. And I do believe we have one more piece of equipment to try to repair. And see, this was 40% the other day. So let's get a repair on this if we can. And that will get us a little later in the morning. And it failed again. And it's a couple of times now trying to do that. So we will make another attempt. I think we've searched that. I think we've got everything in here searched for the most part, but if not, we will be back. So let's crouch down, peek out the door, and hope the bear isn't camping close by. All right. I do not see him. Noise made me jump. Let's go see what's over here.
I'll take it.
We'll definitely take it. I'm going to leave the peroxide behind, but take the stem. Because at this point, we may need it. Now, there's the foreman's retreat, and we are not going to go over there and loot that. We're going to leave that be until the next time we come here. Right now, what I'm trying to do is find out where the bear might be. As his little path will take him all through here. And he's really the last predator that we need to get past. And once we get past him, it's pretty much just a straight shot, unabated, to the gold mine. So I'm going to kind of stay on the edges here in case I got to duck down in the gully here to get around him. I'm hoping he's not sleeping. I'm hoping he's way around someplace else. I really don't want to try to sneak past him. Still don't see him. sit and listen for a second. I don't hear him. And it looks like he is not home. Let's hope he's not. I don't know how far he goes up this way. I've only ever seen him down by the housing. The little huts and stuff. I've never seen him come up this way, but that doesn't mean he doesn't come up here. Grab the firewood because we need to make water and we need to cook that stuff. So cook that food we have in the cans. Eventually, we're going to have to do that. So I'm going to try and get as far as I can. I know there's a cave not too far from the actual gold mine. But let's see if we can't push ourselves over there. Worst case scenario, I'll drink a tea or a coffee for hydration. What a pretty picture. In fact, pretty enough to take us a screenshot. Okay. We are not going to take this with us. We will leave it here. I'm going to leave it in a little more obvious spot. There is a place to deploy that rope to get down to the gold mine, but you really don't need the rope. You can billy go down very easily without any need for it. It's the bunny rabbits. See what we got over here. Oh, goody, food, drink. We're going to leave that alone. We're not even going to touch it. We're going to leave all this there. If we touch it, it'll start to decay more. If we leave it alone, it'll get ruined, but we'll still be able to cook it. Or at least that's my thought process on that. I could be wrong. So I do believe we picked up a can of soda here. Did we not? Oh, can of milk. Okay. All right. Well, if we get thirsty, we will drink that can of milk. The new sound effects on the bridge are very creepy. Another pretty waterfall shot. Ash Canyon is such a neat environment. It took a while to kind of figure out how to even get up to these upper levels. You could always see the bridges, but I couldn't figure out how to get up here. And again, turn to the wonderful people in the Long Dark community for guidance and what have you, and watch Zach's videos and watch Wands and Only on Twitch and Thomasina, Athena, and all the regular Twitch guys. Kim Yoto is another one. All great players, great sharing information, and learned so much. And they really turned Ash Canyon into something to enjoy versus being something to absolutely despise. And yeah, they're really worth, if you're not someone who's played the game a lot, Would definitely advise you seeking their videos out. Look them up on Twitch. Watch them. They will teach you so much about the game. But there's Miner's Folly right over there, across the way. Down below is Angler's Den. And we'll use this. So Angler's Den is right down here. And Miner's Folly right over there. So that's where we came from. And that's where we didn't go. And we will come back and do that at a later time. More saplings. It's probably somebody way far down. It's probably the dead body on the climb to get up here. Yeah, I'd say if you're a newer player and you are having difficulties finding a route to get someplace, or trying to figure out how to, accomplish a task in the game, by all means, seek out videos on YouTube. One of the guys that I lean on and I think is one of the best teachers out there is Zach and Effing. Most people call him Zach. He's got some excellent tutorial videos on how to approach the game, how to survive, how to get past tricky situations, and has been a great help in getting my gameplay closer and closer to being able to play at some of the harder levels. And there's such a great community of content creators on Twitch who you go into their streams and you just politely ask questions, and it's something they've probably been asked a million times, and they will still very graciously share their knowledge and answer questions. And if they don't know, they will suggest somebody they know can do it or can help you and tell you who to look up. So I can't stress that enough. So a thank you to all of those people in the community for helping us not so good players become more confident, better players, and pass the knowledge along. Now, having the set at Stalker has given us the greatest advantage of having really nice clothing. And that's one of my nemesis on playing Interloper is fighting the cold is always a tough deal. What do we got here? Flare. Another balaclava. Rifle round. Well, if anything, we got some more cloth. Maybe we can fix our jacket. Okay, I'm going to grab this because we're going to start a fire, and there's a cave not too far from here. And we're going to start a fire and make some water. And cook some of our canned food because we're getting hungry. Oh, let's take a quick peek. Another pretty picture. fascinating thing is so much has changed since the DLC started coming out. They've really tweaked the game a lot. A lot of the things that were considered constants or guaranteeds have changed dramatically. Oh, look at all these flares. And there's really a lot more randomness to the game in a lot of ways. I know there's still here. Let's start a fire. There's still a lot of things that are, you know, in a lot of the high end loot is still in a lot of the same places in a way, but they've done a really nice job of trying to randomize things a little more, make it a little less consistent, re-energize the fun of finding stuff and having to hunt stuff down. Got a ton of firewood here. Oh, you foolish person. I picked the firewood, but I didn't pick the torch. I picked the striker. Little mistakes.
Perfect.
All right, let's extinguish this. Let's add some of our heavy firewood. In fact, let's drop a good portion of the cedar and leave it here. Ooh, did I leave? There's another mistake. I believe my cooking cans are sitting at the summit. Luckily enough, we have canned food that I ate instead of cooking after telling myself I was going to cook all that stuff. These are the little things that just chew away at your runs going well. And that is the little mistakes. And on Interloper, those mistakes can be just unforgiving. Here, not so bad, because we've got a lot of loot in the Stalker deal. But luckily enough, we still have a bunch. We'll save those for later. But I think what we're going to do is just drop all these canned goods now. And let's just cook everything while we're sitting by the fire here. And then this way, everything will be cooked. And I won't waste a can of food that could have given me experience for cooking. So, all right, we're going to save the milk. We're going to save those chips for later. We're going to get all this stuff cooked. Let's use our empty can to cook some more water because we are needing water. Let's drink the rest of what we have. And now we'll just kind of cook all this stuff. 3 minutes. That one's done. Pick that one up. All right. Where's clothing at? I think we had some items we could harvest. Don't know if we'll have time to repair anything at the moment, but if we can, we'll do some repairs in the gold mine. I almost did it. Almost boiled that one dry. Should have checked that before I started harvesting that second piece. Those are the little mistakes. Again, little tiny mistakes that add up. That can bite you. So how are we doing on water now? Got 1 liter of water. Get this other liter going. Now we're really close to the gold mine. It's not far. We're just a few minutes away. So I'm just going to pass time and do 1 more round of water. And let's just pass the time and get it done. Let's be certain to pick these up. And we'll just grab a torch for the sake of grabbing a torch. And continue our journey. And like I said, I'm very close to the gold mine. Gold mines are right here. Grape soda, that works great. Now, if we'd have brought that rope with us, we could have tied it up over here and we could have climbed straight down and been down. No problems. But if you walk over here and go between the trees, you can safely goat down without the rope. And so if you come here heavy and you don't want to lighten your load to get down here, you can come this way. And again, this is thanks to all those wonderful people who cared to share the information. Oh, come on, Astrid. We're crouched. How did you break a nail coming down here? All right, we're just going to get rid of that. I'm not worried about the torch. So anyway, you would have been able to climb straight down, and you get to deploy the rope, and it would make it easier to get down if you're light. But the billy goat works really well here. So now I am going to go ahead and loot this area pretty thoroughly. Don't intend to come back over here when we come back to Ash Canyon. So I know that there sometimes can be some type of corpse or body, maybe a carcass. You can see the crows over here, so we'll go collect whatever's over here. And then when we come back to Ash Canyon, we won't have to come back up here. We'll have gotten everything out of here for the most part. Depending on what's in here. Because we're on Stalker loot, there may be a lot more here than I want to carry out. But feather. Chips. Rifle round, rifle round. And it makes you wonder when you see these people strewn about what their backstory was. Like, what was this guy doing? He was obviously as smart as we were. He got to the gold mine. But was he trying to climb out and he fell? We will never know. Anything over here? Nope, it's empty. Anything? No. And you'll forgive me. I'm going to come over here and do two things here. We're going to map this. So like I said, I don't know if we're going to get back over here. And the other thing is we're going to take a quick screenshot. And if you're watching these videos and you see that the HUD disappears and the kind of still frame and all that, it is because I'm taking screenshots. And the screenshots are for the one purpose that everybody does, and that is to create thumbnails for YouTube. So, complete transparency, that's what we're doing. We're taking pretty pictures to put up on YouTube for our thumbnails. Okay. So we've done pretty good. We're still pretty light. Now we're going to be gathering up a bunch of stuff here. So, and this is what will determine whether we come back. Because depending on how much junk is here. Now, I do believe, yes. Now we've got waterproof boots, so hopefully this will work in our favor here. Let's take a look here. Are they getting wet? No. Fantastic. We wore the right footwear for this part. Pry bar. I don't believe we have a pry bar, because we haven't really been anywhere. I mean, we spawned at Blackrock and pretty much just ran out of Blackrock yelling and screaming because of lack of any defense against the Timberwolves. Got over to Timberwolf Mountain and found a hacksaw and ran up the mountain to go get clothing. Is that a Mackinac? It is. I don't think we're going to need this Mackinac. So we will leave it there. Grab that. Put that there. Crampons are always useful and helpful. And the item we came for. The backpack. And now, with well fed, we can carry 40 pounds. And so we are no longer overweight at the moment. We've got 11 coal on us. All this firewood. Which I don't believe we're going to take all of this with us. Because once again, we're trying to go from here to the summit and grab more gear. So let's go here and go ahead and put on that. Oh, now that didn't show those getting wet early on, but I guess they're not as waterproof as I thought they were. So let's put this out. And let's light a torch. And let's start a fire. Where's the torch? And let's just use the lamp oil. The heck with it. Let's get this lit. So how are we doing on water here? We got 4 liters of water. Do we have anything that needs to be cooked? Negative. We can... Crafting. Oh, okay. So, like I said, I've been kind of promoting everybody in the Twitch community a little bit here, and I have been watching some of these guys. Did not realize that when they were making the fire hardened arrows, that it was just taking sticks. Now it takes a ton of feathers, but it doesn't require the use of the birch sapling. So my intentions with this run was that I'm hoping to get to the point where I can make some of these and use it to hunt the rabbits, because I'd kind of like to experience what it would be like to get archery level 5 and be able to crouch and hunt with the bow, which would be a way cool experience for myself, because I haven't done that yet. It's just starting to get some bow skills of recent with the few times I've been on Twitch playing Interloper. So I'm kind of excited to give that a try. So as we get things established and we can get a bow made, we'll probably play around more with those arrows. All right, so let's eat our crappy food, because we're not long before we'll be sleeping. Let's eat that. We've cooked it already. Eat this crappy food here. Okay. Got an hour and a half on the fire. Tell you what, let's put this cedar on there. let's see if we can repair this for the umpteenth time. Finally. We finally got that repaired. I think we're out of cloth. So many flares. Oh, there we go. Let's eat this too. Let's just eat all this bad food. Okay, do we have any extras? Yes, we do. We've got this. So let's harvest that. We do have a book with us, and we could read. Let's go ahead and put this in there. Basically, right now we're kind of just killing time. We can't really get too far. It's late enough that even if we leave the gold mine, we still got to shimmy down back to the lower levels of Ash Canyon. Go. Still got quite a bit of walk. We got to go all the way to like it's a Pillars Forest or Pillars something. And then we have to go through a cave, and then we have to go back up to the top of the summit. And I just don't think we could get far enough without walking through the dark, which is not that big a deal. I mean, unless it's an Aurora. But I'm going to play it a little safer and just going to stay the night. We're not trying to get something done in a short period of time. We are trying to do a couple of things that we haven't done in the past, and that is, one, explore areas. I mean, Hush River Valley and Black Rock and some of these places I've spent very little time with. I've never even been through Keeper's Pass. There's so many places as a player I haven't been to. So we're going to try and correct that in this round. We're going to be playing the game for a longer period of time. I don't think I have a run that's ever lasted more than 50 or 60 days. I mean, I've never even reached the 100-day mark. So we're going to break all the rules of my pitiful game style of playing this, and we're going to break some new ground here. Really? Obviously, we can't fix anything. All right. What can we cook? I thought we brought some coffee with us. We didn't, did we? Did we not bring coffee? Yeah, we did. So where's our coffee at? Oh, we've got to put down the cans first, huh? That's right. First day playing. All right, let's go ahead and just cook our coffee up. Just drop that. Tell you what, let's get this out and reload it. See how we have some more rounds. Because this might start coming in handy for scaring off wolves or maybe even shooting them. It's not even in that bad a condition when we get back to Mountaineer's Hut. We've got those 2 cleaning kits that we can use. Get that thing all ready to go. Pick that up. Pick that up. do we have anything we can craft at all? No, we don't really have anything. So there's nothing that I can do with repairs. Oh, that was a very loud noise. They've done such a good job of changing the ambience. 1.5, 2.3. You know what? Let's look at this Machina. I know it's not in the greatest shape, but I'm wondering if that would, well, you know, it's going to take the place of a coat, not this, not the sweater. It's going to take the place of one of these, and I don't think it can outmatch this. So let's, now if we were on Interloper, this would almost be sacrilege. All right, we've got an hour 20 on the fire. All right. 69%. 55. You know what? Let's repair the socks. Fantastic. We still got 45 minutes. How about these? Can we repair these with 1.5 hours? Let's see what we can get done here. And fail. Darn. Okay. So let's take a drink. Anything? We'll eat the chips. And we'll sleep for 10. Drink some more water. And let's go ahead and eat one of these. And then drop the can. Lowers the weight. And one other thing we can do is add the little tidbit of fuel oil we have, and that will lighten that up a bit. I'll tell you what, let's, oops, no, we don't want to use the bed. Let's just light a flare. We've got so many. We'll search and work our way out of here. Stump buster.
This'll come in handy.
Gloves. Firewood. We're going to leave all of that behind. So we will be able to come back here and get coal and a few miscellaneous pieces should we want to come back this way. But for the most part, we got the most important piece, and that was the backpack. Crampons were a nice plus. That's definitely going to help with the climbing, and we've got a little climbing ahead of us. And right now, let's just get back to Timberwolf Mountain and get back to the task of exploring and looting and really getting all of our stuff gathered at the hut. And once we get that done, then we'll make a a decision on where to go next. Whether we come here or maybe we push ourselves to go someplace we wouldn't normally go. So by this, it's still nighttime, but it'll be morning soon. And I've got a ton of flares. So we'll just keep using the flares. We're still not in an area where there are predators, so we don't have a lot to worry about. I'll tell you what, though, when we do come over here, we're going to have so many saplings. Now, if you goofed up, you need to get back up there, get back in the gold mine. This is your way back up. Should you need to go that way. And technically, you could come around this way and climb up into the gold mine this way. But as I have been warned by many players who play many more hours of this and explore way better, it's a very tough task to do because it's 3 climbs, and without stimming or a lot of caffeine induced items like the ghost stuff or the coffees or a lot of sleep, which is also very risky. It's very hard to do, and I have not tried it. Don't know if I ever would try it, but it is possible. I would think that it would be easier now. You could craft yourself some crampons, and that would help with the fatigue part of it on the on your climbing hands. But I still think you would have to deal with the just the general fatigue. And no charcoal. I wanted the charcoal. It doesn't glow as much as I thought it would. All right. Now I'm going to do what might be... Oh my goodness. Another mistake. I have left my sleeping bag somewhere. I have a feeling it's at the summit with everything else, which now makes what I want to do a little harder, because now we don't have any place to sleep along the way to go back up to the top. Polaroid? I think that's on the way up. If you take Angler's Den and go up the to the waterfall, I think that's where that's at. I haven't done any of the Polaroids here, so I'm not certain on that, but that's what that looks like on that map. Okay, so the absent-minded professor has made a couple of boo-boos here, and now the bigger boo-boo has reared its ugly head in the fact that I have left the sleeping bag somewhere. So I'm running around without a sleeping bag, and up until this point it has not been an issue because we've had a bed to sleep in. So Now, we're just going to have to probably head back to the hut and drop stuff off and go up to the summit. Lean. Let's grab flare. The moose spawned over in the bitter marsh, so I don't know if he'll be over here. I don't see any markings on the trees. And there can be wolves over here, but I don't think we're going to run into any right away. I can hear them. In fact, I'm just going to light this and preemptively walk with it. I know that they can be close by. And I'd like to kind of keep my eyes out for some birch bark, which comes in handy for fixing mistakes with your health. But I obviously got in a hurry at the summit, and I'll bet you when we get up there, we're going to find our bedroll, and we're going to find our water making cans, and we were so focused on carrying stuff down and packing our bag, and we forgot to pack everything. So at this point, not a catastrophic mistake, just more of an error. It's going to take time away from what I wanted to do, and I was kind of hoping to combine this trip of getting the backpack, and then if you go through this cave up here, it dumps you out at Deer Clearing, and you're halfway to the summit at that point. So we'll see how we're doing. We're going to try not to run. Maybe we can conserve enough energy that we can pull off some coffee-induced climbing. Maybe. Oh, I do have a go drink. So I do have an energy drink. We could possibly use that. I don't think I have enough stuff for a storm shelter. And we're going to leave that alone. Take the feather. Take the feather. But we're going to leave that alone. That'll be food and hides for our trip over here. And I think what we're going to try and do, we're going to try. Let's see if we can't pull this off. We'll keep from running. We'll burn up some flares. Maybe we'll get lucky enough that we can have enough energy to pull off the summit. I think it's going to be a bit tricky. We've got a lot of coffee. We've got a go drink, and we do have a stem, which I don't think this is the right use for that, but in fact, I don't think using the stem to save time is worth that. We're not injured. We're merely just trying to save ourselves time. So if we can do this without dipping into that, I think that would be best. So Pillar's Footrest. That's... So we're getting close to the cave. That will lead us to Deer Clearing. Now there is a second cave up by Deer's Clearing. That's just a regular cave. And there is going to be items in the cave leading out here. So if there's a makeshift bed in here for some reason, or if we find another bedroll, that will change the outcome of what we're doing here. But at this point, we're going to just have to see if we get lucky. And I'm going to pop a blue flare. I know these don't last nearly as long, but there's so many flares. And not that I want to add a bunch of weight, but I'm going to go ahead and grab this coal. And even if we drop it over in that other cave in Deer Clearing, it will at least stimulate the respawn of the coal. And I only slightly believe I know I'm going the right way. I know there's a lot of different passages. I'm just kind of playing the right hand on the wall rule right now. And I think that works pretty good on this path. And this flare's done. Let's go ahead and use another blue flare. This does put off a nicer light in here. And yes, I do believe we're going the right way. So without going through all those other little nooks and crannies, kind of just stayed with the hand on the right side and got out through the cave pretty quickly. Okay. Now, I believe there's another cave right around the corner here. And there's one very close. No, it's not over here. I think it's... Is it over here? I'm trying to remember. I know there's two. There's one that leads to that, and then there's just another regular cave, but I can't remember if one's earlier than the other. That was annoyingly... So, I believe it's further over. Now, so there's the cave back. And here's where the containers are. Yeah, so it's further the other direction. So I went the wrong way. Okay, the wolf is after a rabbit. He is preoccupied. We got about half energy. We are underweight. I'm going to go ahead and kind of risk this because we have one advantage to the fact that we don't have to walk through that other cave. We set that rope up. So we climb up the one rope and then you pretty much go around the corner. And the second rope is right there. So we won't burn up any more energy trying to get through the cave. We've already made this many mistakes. Why not make another one? Let's roll the dice and let's go see if we can't use our coffee and our go drink and the fact that we have the crampons might help a little. Let's see what we can do. The worst we can do is fail. Oh, wolf. I was like, what is there in the grass? And he was tough to see. Go away. He was very tough to see. He was kind of in that grass poking up. And did not see him. And there can be a bear over this way too, so we'll have to be careful. Yeah, there he is. That made me jump. Now he's in our way because we wanted to take that rope. Yeah, we wanted to take the rope that's just down a ways for where he's at. So he very much has interrupted what we were going to do. Well, let's drink a coffee. And let's eat this. And we'll see how we do. We'll save the go drink for the next rope, but this wasn't really the way I wanted to go. Flare's loud. And as you can see, the crampons do a nice job with the hand fatigue, but it is definitely wearing us out. So if we can get through this cave and up and around. Use the go drink and get back to the summit and find our we find our bedroll, that'll be great. If we don't find our bedroll, then we'll load up with what we can and drink a coffee and stumble our way down the mountain back to the hut and regroup. And again, I'm just going to stay to the right. And I'll grab that. I believe we probably already looked at this guy, but we'll take... No, we didn't. We didn't search this guy? Bad boy. Nothing in there. Let's check the backpack. Did we get this? Yes, we did. There's the reason why you check it all. Check it twice, check it 3 times. You just don't know what you have and haven't touched sometimes. Unless you're very methodical with spray paints and rocks or sticks. Right, this should be our way out here. Come on. Use the lantern. I was trying to... I knew we were close. I just made that turn. Went the wrong direction. I wouldn't have had to light this. Alright, let's douse this. Let's save our lamp oil. Alright. Our coffee's still holding with this. I think we're going to do this. We'll dump some coal off at this little cave because there's a rope to get up here. And I deployed that other rope, which the bear kind of cut us off from. But I think we're going to be able to make this. I think the go drink is going to get us up to where we want to go. And I think once we get up to the summit and our, God willing, our sleeping bag is up there. We'll take a nap. And that, I think, is going to do it for this episode. Because we're coming up on just over an hour. And again, I'm not going to touch these just yet. I will gather up the feathers. But let's dump off that much coal. And let's drop that. And drop that. There we go. We lightened our load a little. I still think we're underweight. Yeah, even as tired as we are, we're still unencumbered. So, okay, so let's get over here. We'll take our go drink and hopefully find our bedroll up here. But one way or other, we will bring this episode to an end at the summit. Yeah, see, there's that rope we deployed that cut us off from the bear. So, see, we would have just had to climb up here, and then right here. It just makes it a lot faster than having to go through the cave. But one way or the other, we will get up here. All right. Come on, go drink. And I'm hoping with the crampons, we won't have to take a break. We're just going to go straight up. And we made it. And while that's still going, let's go ahead and sprint out what we can sprint. And here we are, back at the summit. So that was a journey. Stumble down the mountain, forget half the things we were supposed to take with us. Get to Ash Canyon. Get the backpack. Get well fed. Now we can carry more stuff. And so now, cross our fingers. If our backpack is up here, our sleeping bag is in here. We'll be in better shape. And I gotta think it's here. And there it is. Along with our cans. The cans we left behind, the sleeping bag we left behind. All the goodies. So it's early enough in the day. We don't really need to sleep. We can take a little quick nap and head back down to the hut. But we're going to save that for the next episode, which I believe will be episode 5. That's fantastic. We're getting a little further along. So at the moment, we'll take a quick look here. We're in calendar day 7, but how many days have we? So we're at day 5. We've gotten a lot done in 5 days. We've already got our rifle and pistol a lot sooner than I thought. There's that headache. And we got a ton of painkillers. And it did nothing. So anyway, let's take a little bit of a nap. Let's eat something. Let's go ahead and drink this, eat this / and we'll sleep for an hour. And that'll create our save point. See if they got rid of our headache. It did. And it's about midday, so tell you what, let's sleep 2 more hours. This way we'll pick up this in a more rested position. And there we go. Now we're about quarter sleep. We'll drink a coffee, we'll load up, and we'll stumble down the mountain. So with that, we are going to bring episode 4 to an end and pick that up on the next episode. So, again, thank you for coming along this journey and listening to our tales from the campfire as we continue our march towards exploring all that the Great Bear Island has to offer. And until we get back here again, thank you very much for watching.